Hello world, and thanks for watching EdupediaWorld.com. I am Robinson Recalde, and in this video I will be talking about HTML. But first, what exactly is HTML? Computers use languages to communicate just like people do. With the internet, computers need to communicate as well, and the language they use is called Hypertext Markup Language, or better known as HTML. Hypertext is a process of linking objects to each other. This means that when you click one object, the other object can view. Now, the HTML was created by Tim Berners-Lee in 1991 in order to make the hypertext markup language usable on the internet. The HTML contains several of markup tags that are classified in groups of elements of a web page. Now, do you know what a web browser is? A web browser is a software application for retrieving, presenting, and traversing information resources on the World Wide Web. We'll be talking about this on later videos, of course. But for now, I need you to know this. Examples of web browsers are Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, or Opera. Of course, on the internet you can find a bunch of them, but these 5 are the most famous of all. Now, what the browser does with your HTML documents is to read them and translate them on visible objects that we can identify as a web page. This is like awesome, huh? Most web browsers allow you to view the code source of the web page, including the HTML document, the CSS document, and the JavaScript codes. Now you will notice that there are tags inside of angel brackets. These tags inside of angel brackets are tags of the HTML that I mentioned before. These tags are what the web browser recognizes and translates. Now, to talk a little bit more about the basics of the web programming, you need to know that most web browsers allow you to tell them what language are you about to speak. This is like to say to the web browser, hey, I will be speaking in HTML code. Okay? So, the web browser can start reading and translate into the objects you need. Back to the basics. In order to have a better understanding of how the HTML structure works, you can see that inside the markup tags you can see other tags, like the head tag for example. The function of this tag is to put the title of the document in it, and it functions with other features that we'll be explaining on better detail in later videos. Now you need to know that the content of the head tag is invisible to the viewer, but very important to the developer of the page. The visible content of the viewer is the body part. In this part you will have to put all the objects you need in order to make the website you desire. Remember that when I say objects, I mean the tags. If you have any doubt about it, please back the video a little bit when I talk about the web browsers. Now, you've also noticed that the tags require an opening tag and a closing tag. In the head tag, you have the opening tag and the closing tag, and the closing head tag. This is like to say to the web browser, hey, enough for now, read the following tag. However, there are some tags that do not need closing tags. I will explain this on later videos. Now, talking about tags, you must know that the tags can have some attributes that adds format to your objects in order to reach the result you desire. You have, for example, the style attribute that can modify the fonts, sizes, and colors of the object. The structure of an attribute is really simple. First, you have the attribute name, then the sign equal to, and later in the other side the value of the attribute. This is like in your math classes when you need to put a value to x. Do you remember that? Well, it is exactly the same thing. Now, talking about editors. In order to help you to make web pages, there is software that works as visual editors that allow us to make web pages without even seeing the code. The only thing you need is to put the elements on the document, and that's it. Some editors of these types are free, but others are really expensive. For example, we have Dreamweaver, CK Editor, OpenWYSIWYG, and TinyNCE. These editors are called WYSIWYG. That stands for what you see is what you get. There are also text editors. These editors are for those kind of people that want to make a website from scratch. In these editors, the only thing you will see is code. In Windows, we have Notepad, and in Mac, we have TextEdit. However, on the internet, you can find text editors as well. You have, for example, Notepad++ and Sublime Text. Sublime Text is the one I recommend you to use. It's the one I'm using now. So, this is it for now, folks. Thanks for watching this video, and I'm looking forward to see you again on later videos. This is the start of the journey, so do not worry if you do not understand quite well. In later videos, I will be explaining more about these topics. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them on the comment sections. Thank you again for watching Wikipedia World. See you later, folks.